going down the bounce the way I'm going. You can roll throw your hands up, put it up your ass, and I ain't talking about it. I'm talking about the hell. I'm talking about the deal. Hey, you lady, hey, you make it. This what I get you all the gamble while I was going down the bounce the way I'm going. You can wait about the hell. I'm talking about the deal. Hey, you lady, hey, you make it. This what I live.
What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone has had a great week so far. We are in the month of November. Hope you had a good Halloween. Hope Nick Saban had a great 72nd birthday. That's a milestone, at least in my book. I got a long way to go before I get to that age. I'll turn 22 in December. But we're here with Tidal Wave Talk. It was great to have last week off, a good bye week. I look at Alabama this year, to what they have done so far, to have only lost to Texas this year, and to come as far as they have with a lot of question marks on the offensive line and at quarterback. But Jalen Milroe has been the answer. They have to face LSU this Saturday night. I said that weird. 7:45 Eastern, 6:45 local time at Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Don't forget, folks, before we get further in this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Really would appreciate it if you would do that. All glory goes to God. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for him and great people in my life. That being said, let's get on with the game. Saturday, November 4th, 6:45 Central, 7:45 Eastern at Bryant-Denny Stadium. It will be on CBS, so remember that. Alabama is 7-1, LSU 6-2. This will, in a way, decide the West. I mean, if Alabama loses this, are they out of it? No. But they would need a lot of help. LSU, I think, needs some help. I think Ole Miss still only has one conference loss. So Ole Miss still looking pretty good. It's going to be interesting to see. What about some key players for this matchup? I look at LSU. I look at Malik Neighbors, 6-foot wide receiver, 56 receptions, 981 yards, and 9 touchdowns for the Tigers. He's a junior. He had 4 receptions last week, or the week before, against Army for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's had 5 games plus with at least 100-plus receiving yards. Alabama, what about their X factor? They're pointing to, and I get this from fansided.com, they want to point to Chase McClellan. I would say the run game for Alabama. I would say that's the X factor. Really, what I think it's going to come down to in this game, this has been historically built on defense, but you saw in 2019, remember 2019 with Joe Burrow? We know all about it. But Tua Tagovailoa for Alabama, let's not forget that. This is kind of what we're seeing this year at Bryant-Denny with these two teams. Jaden Daniels for LSU and Jalen Milroe for Alabama. It's going to be an offensive battle. I can't wait. I do think it comes down to who has more defense. I don't trust LSU's defense. That's weird considering it's Brian Kelly. And it's LSU. LSU claims, we're DBU. They've had great defensive backs under Les Miles, even Coach O, and Nick Saban. And way back when, forever, right? They've had great defensive backs. Alabama, under Nick Saban, historically great defensively. Amazing. And they're good this year. Kool-Aid McKinstry, Caleb Downs, Dallas Turner up front. We could go down the list. We talk about these guys every single week. Every week. When you look at Alabama's defense, they have 30 sacks on the year total. Chris Braswell, Dallas Turner, guys in the back like Jalen Key, who's a UAB transfer, Caleb Downs, a freshman, Kool-Aid McKinstry, they say, is one of the best returners on special teams in the nation. He also plays good at free safety. Strong safety. I don't know. A corner. They kind of move the guys around just a little bit. It's great to see that. Right? I think this is going to come down to what defense can stop the other offense. Let's take a look at what ESPN has to say about this matchup, because I am kind of curious looking at this. Alabama has a 62% chance to win. 62.4, you could round down. Do math. 37.6 for LSU. Round up 38. So you're at 62 and 38. So more than half is favored for Alabama, right? The line has dropped. It was 4. If it drops, that means they're kind of liking the opponent of the favorite. They kind of like LSU a little bit more this weekend. We'll find out. The line is now 3.5 for the Tide, right? This is going to be a great game. I believe so. I'm going to be honest with my score prediction. I see a lot of great defense in this game for two teams that have great quarterback play, wide receivers, and run game. For great offenses, I see a lot of defense in this game. I think we get back to the old ways of this rivalry. It went into overtime last year. We remember a 2-point play, Jaden Daniels to Mason Taylor to win it, that knocked Alabama out of playoff contention. Two lost teams just don't get it. Alabama loses this game. Are they out of the playoffs? Well, do they still have a date in Atlanta against Georgia? That's a key question to ask. Considering their only other loss is out of conference, Texas, considering that, they should be okay. But you got to look at Ole Miss, right? I mean, let me double check the standings. Let's see. Double check the standings. Alabama would win the head-to-head over Ole Miss. LSU still has one conference loss. But let's double check who they've lost to in conference play. Ole Miss. So you kind of have a 3-way tie there if Alabama loses on Saturday. Alabama beat Ole Miss. LSU beat Bama. And Ole Miss beat LSU. Who wins that? Let me know in the comments. Who wins? I guarantee you Alabama's not going to Atlanta. Do you coin flip for LSU Ole Miss? I just have a gut feeling it won't be Alabama. It won't be Auburn either. I mean, it just won't. So, what are we saying? First off, Arkansas is not going. They're 0-5 in conference play. Mississippi State's 1-4. Auburn's 1-4. A&M's 3-2. I guess it depends on how the rest of the season plays out. Rivalry weekend and everything. LSU plays A&M. You got the Egg Bowl. You got the Iron Bowl. Can't wait for that one, by the way. This is going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. And maybe this will help here. Screen sharing does slow my computer down. I hope you have been able to hear everything I've said. I hope we haven't had issues. If it doesn't go well, I'll just re-record. Bottom line is this. You have an elite defense in Alabama, and you have an elite offense in LSU. And that's what you're going to see on the field this upcoming Saturday, most likely. Now, my score prediction we'll get to in a second, but I really think that's what it's going to come down to is who are the X factors for Alabama's defense? And outside of Jaden Daniels, who do you have for the offense of LSU? The line is 3.5, as we said. Week 8 of the season. Who's going to win between Alabama and LSU? Alabama in revenge games has been really good. The only time they really lost twice to a team under Nick Saban was Ole Miss. By the way, Hugh Freeze, save that for the Iron Bowl. But 2014 and 2015 Ole Miss. That's the last time they lost to a team twice. Like back-to-back times they played them. They've gotten revenge on Clemson, Auburn. They got revenge on Tennessee this year. They've always found a way to get revenge if they do lose to LSU. Remember, they won the game of the century 9-6 in 2011. And then Alabama got them in the national title and then went on this 8-year run until Joe Burrow came along. That's facts. I do think Alabama wins, but I think this game is going to be weird and surprising. The spread is 3.5. I think Alabama wants to make a statement this weekend. I think they want to run it down LSU. I think they want to water them down and suck the life out of LSU. Alabama wants to suck the life out of LSU this weekend. I just have that feeling. I think they want to dominate. They want to show they belong in college football. They want to show they belong in the SEC title. They want to show that they belong on the college football playoff stage. And ultimately, Lord willing, they want to show they belong on a national title stage. I give a score prediction here. The spread is 3.5. Bama definitely covers here. I just say they win by 11. I know that's crazy. But I have a feeling Alabama's going to come into this game not cocky, not arrogant, but confident. Confident. They're calm. They're going to be good. This is game 9. They come into this game 7-1. Ole Miss comes in 6-2. Both. Well, no, not both. I'm sorry. Alabama is undefeated in SEC play. LSU is 4-1. Again, they've lost to Ole Miss. So, LSU, Alabama, score prediction. Here we go. 21-10. Yes, a defensive game, but I don't think it's going to be as close. I think what's going to happen is you probably have this game 14-7. LSU kicks a field goal. Defense holds Alabama and stuff. 14-10 in the fourth quarter. And I say late in the game, you run it in. Right? You probably run it in with Jalen Milroe. You probably run it in with Jace McClellan or whoever. And you put the game on ice if you're Alabama. Put the game on ice. Make them quit. Nick Saban said it. Make his quit. Okay? Make them quit. Do not take your foot off the gas. I don't think Alabama's going to score at will, but defensively, sacks, interceptions, fumble recoveries, forced fumbles. You get into those third and long situations, you come away with a turnover. Is there a fourth down that LSU tries to go for, but it's a turnover on downs? I think so. Maybe. Jalen Milroe, by the way, is 64% on his completion, over 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks. The only red flag I see for Jalen Milroe is 30 sacks for Jalen Milroe. That's a red flag. 13 touchdowns, 5 picks. Outside that, I mean, come on. Give them a break. So, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up. Give me your score prediction. Subscribe if you're new. We do this every week. We took a break last week because of the bye week. We do this every Friday for Tidal Wave Talk. We preview the Alabama game. Kentucky's next, then Chattanooga, then Auburn on the road. Kroger Field next week. Chattanooga back at home. Final home game of the season. Then they go to Auburn. You got to win here. They got to win here. They can lose. I'm not ruling that out. I just have a feeling Alabama wants to make a statement. And I know LSU's struggling a little bit. They're limping around. They got a couple losses. So what? Shake it off. One of those losses was to Florida State, and we know what they're doing. They competed well in that game a little bit. What was it, like 45-20? I mean, they hung around. Give them a chance. Bama bounces back against the Tigers after last year's overtime loss in a big way at Bryant-Denny. It's going to be rocking and rolling. And you know what else is going to roll? The Alabama Crimson Tide. I love y'all. Jesus loves you. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media, check it out. Love y'all. Peace.
While I was growing down the Alabama where I'm from. Don't throw your hands up, put it up, your ass. I ain't talking about it, I'm talking about the hell. I'm talking about the deal. Hey, yo, lady, hey, yo, make it. This what I am. Alabama while I was growing down the Alabama where I'm from. Save it, talking about the deal. Hey, yo, lady, hey, yo,